Hello everyone, this is Jen and welcome to Katahdin Crafts. Today I'm working with My Favorite Things stamps and dies. I absolutely love this company and I have a lot in my stash. I've had the components for this card, the little maze, and the pouches for quite a while, so I was really excited that I could actually put them to use. First off, we have the My Favorite Things Your Amazing stamp set. And then we have their Blueprints 29 Die-namics. I used the largest rectangle out of that. And then this is Picket Fence Border from Fawn, and you can see where I pointed to that piece. I'm going to use that for the card. These are the circle shaker pouches. They come with, I think, 10 maybe in the package. And then I have the maze piece that goes into that and it fits perfectly. And these are in white. If you hear that little rumbling in the background, that's actually our pet pig. She's rumbling in her rock box. And that is the circle shaker window and die cut frame. And then the little balls that go inside the maze. I decided to keep the card in a masculine theme. So I selected a nice plaid with blues and reds from Pink and Main's Beach Bum 6x6 paper pad. And first I went ahead and used the Blueprint 29 and used the largest rectangle in that set and cut from Nina's Solar White 110-pound cardstock. This cardstock is definitely my go-to cardstock at the moment. It's just so versatile. You can do Copic markers with it and it's great for bases. And next I went ahead and used the same die cut to cut the Pink and Main, the Beach Bum paper, the plaid. And that way now I have a seamless stitching border around both pieces, so when I add them together it will match perfectly. And now I'm just kind of playing to see where I wanted, like how much I wanted the bottom to be showing. And then I wanted to place the circle for the shaker in the center. So like I said, I just kind of mentally measured that and then decided to take about 1.5 inches off of that. So I cut that down. And now I can place it back on there and I can add the circle frame window. And I just eye this. I tend to eye things. I don't try to drive myself crazy with measuring everything. You can get a pretty good eye of that. To put it in the middle, then I'm going to run it through the die cut machine and get that all set. But first I'm going to set up this red line with the lawn fawns piece from the picket fence and the little heart too to go in the middle of the center of my maze. So I cut that all out on my Gemini Junior. And now I have the pieces. And I decided that I wanted the blue to show through on the shaker card. In order to line up everything, I needed to place the die cut back into the center of the card so I could remove that circle from the white. So I just lined up the two pieces together and then I taped it down to my plate so I can get that into a perfect spot. And just use my purple tape to get that all lined up. And then I wanted to put a frame around the outside of the maze as well, just for some contrast. So I'm just going to cut out some red from the circle shaker window, run that through the Gemini. And now I have all my pieces ready to go to start adhering the project together. So around where the shaker is going to go, I put some really strong double-sided tape and just worked my way in little pieces all around it so it would go around the circle. Then I used an X-Acto knife to help me peel off the backing of the tape. And now it was all ready to go ahead and add the shaker pouch right into the circle. And that fit in perfectly. So I'm just pushing that down to make sure I got a really tight fit. And then adding the maze piece to it. Next I'm going to grab my Score Pal and I'm going to make my base for the card out of 8.5 by 5.5 piece of Bazzill blue paper. I like to score both sides of my card just because I find that it's easier and it doesn't crack the seam as much. So I'm going to fold that and I line it up and then I use a bone folder to make sure that I have a nice crease. And again, if I score it twice, I find that I don't get the crack in the seam. And now I'm just going to line everything up and start adhering it to the card. I'm going to use some Lawn Fawn glue. I like using the liquid adhesive because I like to be able to slide my stuff on the card to make sure that I get really good, perfect placement. Or as perfect as I can get it at least. I don't mind if things are a little off because I am definitely not a perfect person. So I'm lining up the white onto the card base. And then I'm going to, I always get a little bit of smudgy glue prints on there, so I love my little rubber eraser And I'm just right now, I want to put that heart in the center, so I'm placing the maze piece and making just a little bit of an outline for that heart so I know exactly where to put that. So I'm just going to add that heart right to the middle. A little bit of Lawn Fawn glue there. And adding that. And now we can put the rest of the card on top. Put the maze right in there. Just checking that to make sure that I've got the right placement. And now I have to grab the little balls that go in the maze because this really actually works. My kids are loving it, especially my 11-year-old son, because the little ball does go through the maze and it is a working maze. I'm going to add the little ball to it. It comes with several of the little maze balls in the bag. I think maybe 10, probably. Yeah, I'm thinking 10, and then 10 of the mazes come together too as well. And they have all different colors. I have in my stash, I have black, and then I have like a rainbow of colors as well. So I have all sorts of mazes to make a lot of cards. And then I wanted to break up the solid colors a little bit, the solid white piece with the plaid. So I always like to put something on that seam. I think it just makes the card aesthetically more pleasing. So I'm just measuring that out. I'm just making a little hash mark, and then I'm just going to simply clip it with my Tim Holtz scissors. And then I'm going to adhere that to the card as well. And I think that just gives it a nice little finished look. Again, using my Lawn Fawn glue and adding that right there. I think that really just that little bit, and that has this nice stitching along the line, a nice stitch line along it as well. And then this is my frame. I did originally, you can see some stamps on that. I tried to do like a you me thing around the edges, but I just couldn't make it line up right, and I decided that it's okay to be solid. So I put my solid side down around my maze, and I thought that looked really good together. All the contrasting and coordinating colors. And now I'm going to stamp my sentiment onto it, and it says, "We can solve anything together." I absolutely love that sentiment. And this always scares me. In reality, I probably should have stamped this with the Misty before I got the card all assembled. So my heart was kind of racing right here because, one missed stamp, and well, I guess I could have just done it and added another panel, but still, I was a little bit nervous, but it came out actually really great on the first try. I got lucky. I am definitely not an expert stamper, and I make a lot of mistakes, but hey, this came out perfect on that first try. I was really excited, and I loved doing this card, and I was excited to finally get into my maze stash. And another great card that I could give my husband for Valentine's Day. I've definitely made quite a few for him. Thank you so much for watching and joining me. I appreciate it. And you can check out all the details, and the links will be below for the products and also on my website. And come check me out at Katahdin Crafts on Instagram as well. Thank you. Have a great day.